Hey everybody, we're so excited that the internet exists, and because of technology, we're able to have a conversation today with Christian and Megan. They have been in Asia Pacific for a couple of months here studying language and culture and just really falling in love with the country there. So we wanted to hear from them. So guys, why don't you just introduce yourselves and say hi?
Hi, we're Christian and Megan Hall. We have three little boys. Lincoln, who's 5, Isaiah's 3, and Clayton's 1.5, and then one on the way. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania, and Megan's from Canada. We met overseas in Papua New Guinea, so we got to see the Lord work over there, growing up overseas. And now we're the newbies here in Asia Pacific. Been here 5 months, learning language and really enjoying it here.
Megan, what's it like being pregnant in a totally new culture?
Yeah, I've just been really tired with this one, and I don't know if it's because I have 3 that my hands are full, but yeah. We're praying lots about whether we're going to have a baby here or to go home. Still undecided.
Yeah, and what a lot of people wouldn't think about is there's actually a lot of cultural expectations if you have a baby over there too, right? Have you studied any of those?
No, I've just learned a couple of different beliefs about the placenta and just, lots of different. So, but still so much to learn. I'm sure I don't really know even half of it. Yeah.
I think you could live there a long time and still not know half of it, I'm sure. So what is an average day for you guys look like as far as language study?
So get up, have our devos, get the kids some breakfast, and then we have some helpers come to take care of the kids and help us out, so we're able to study language together. And then most days, 4 days a week, we have a language helper come to our house, just someone from the community who knows English and the language here, and then we're able to study with them. It's been really cool to be able to study together as a couple, and even with the kids, bringing them in on some interesting sets, like when we're studying the insects or the animals, something that they enjoy. So that's been fun too. And then in the afternoon, basically anytime the kids are taking a nap or resting or occupied with something, then we're in the office studying. A lot of time just in front of our computers, listening, just trying to get our ears tuned to the language and remembering these new words that we're hearing. And then we try to get out each day and get into the community a little bit, whether that's just having coffee with someone or going on a walk or just trying to join them in their daily activities. So that's the highlight of language study, is getting out and being with people. And then in the evenings,
What kind of background do you guys come from that you were considering going overseas, pregnant with kids, and in the middle of a crazy pandemic? What kind of background led you guys to this?
I would say just seeing our parents' faithfulness and their example. I grew up in Papua New Guinea in an unreached area, and just seeing people brought from darkness into light, and just the value of that, the value of investing your life for something bigger than yourself and something that's going to last for eternity. And God used that to really give me a desire to do the same for another group here. So we know that God's in control and He's got us.
Yeah.
And no matter where we are in the world, it's going to be Him taking care of us. And, we've seen over and over, just being here 5 months, that He's enough.
So Megan, what was your kind of background? Because Christian said he grew up in PNG, he kind of saw that his whole life. What about you?
Yeah, so my family is from Canada, and when I was 5 years old, my parents sold their house, and my dad quit his job, and we moved to Venezuela, where my parents were going to work as support missionaries. And so their job was to help the families who were living remotely so that they could stay there. So, for instance, my dad, he might be going into a village to, help someone fix their generator so that that person doesn't have to stop translating in order to go fix their generator. My dad could do it. We lived there for about 5.5 years. And then we had to come home. And then my parents worked on staff at the Bible school in Wisconsin, now Ethnos Bible Institute, for 3 years. And then, felt like God was calling them to go back overseas, where they went to Papua New Guinea for my last 3 years of high school. So that's actually where we met. Yep. So it's a little bit about my story, but totally. Definitely would say just how I grew up, just seeing the huge need, and people need to know about the hope that they can have in Jesus and the eternal security of knowing Him. So
That's great. So what, you land in this, totally different country, opposite side of the world. I think you're about as far away as you can get before you start coming back. You land, you're all tired, you got kids who are tired. What are some of the first things that stand out to you? Like, what are some of your first thoughts on landing? I assume you got picked up in like a bus or a van or something.
Yeah. Well, before we even left the airport, just overwhelmed with not being able to communicate with people. And I remember we were traveling with 2 other families, and so we had a few helpers who were paying to take our bags on these carts. So there's like a few carts of bags going, and most of the group stops, but those helpers, they just keep going with our carts of bags, and like, I can't even say stop or like, where are you going? They start heading out the door of the airport, just like, leave. There's all of our luggage. So just trying to stay with them, but not even knowing what to say to like, where are you going? Come back. And then, just the heat and I remember the drive home from the airport, just so many, your senses are just in overload and you're exhausted. But
we actually left the airport, drove straight to this house, and then did 2 weeks of quarantine. So people were putting food on our porch, and it was, I think, different just having to stay kind of locked inside for 2 weeks. But it's actually pretty crazy because I had been praying kind of the months before. We knew that moving here was going to be a big transition, and you kind of dive in and you get going right away. And so I was actually praying for a slow transition, and that it would just, we would just be able to just slowly adjust. And here, the Lord was answering my prayers using a pandemic, not the way I thought, but that we just had those 2 weeks. It actually took us 2 weeks to get over jet lag. So we just did 2 weeks of just really not doing anything. In the meantime, the support here was giving us meals and, hey, you guys really need a washing machine right away, so we're going to go to the store and we're going to buy you one, and kind of buying us stuff in the store through video call. So it was, we didn't really do, we had a very slow transition, which was, an answer to prayer.
Yeah, so it sounds like that was a good thing, but also like super challenging, man. I would assume that most people listening, watching, hearing this are like, that I could never do that. So like, you guys are superhuman, right? Like, there's something special about the fact that you guys are over there.
No way.
It's the Lord. It's
totally the Lord.
yeah.
Yeah. Remember the first couple weeks, couple months even, and even still now, there's so many emotions of leaving family and friends and just being totally out of your comfort zone. And just so thankful for my spouse just pointing me back to the Lord, and just that we have His Word, that we have His Spirit with us, and all of His promises in His Word have just been such a comfort to us, knowing that He's here with us and He'll go with us each step of the way. It's just one day at a time, just walking with Him. So yeah, really nothing special about either of us.
What would you guys say to somebody who was thinking like, I'd love to do that, but like, where do you start? Like, there's so much. I mean, you guys just finished getting visas and all the paperwork involved, all the shots and medical stuff that has to go into it. But like, where do people start?
Yeah, I would say just start with your home church, and just building relationships with your home church, with the elders, with the pastors, and getting their direction, their input on these decisions. And lots of prayer, just asking the Lord what He has for you. And yeah, if you're convinced that He has this for you, then go for it. God's with you, and nothing is impossible for Him. So start with your church. And I would say, our organization has been amazing. We have not had to worry about any paperwork. We just send in what they tell us. We haven't had to worry about how we're going to start learning language. It's all set up for us. And the language here is a lot easier than English. So if you can learn English, you can definitely learn another language too.
That's really good. Well, guys, it's been such a pleasure. I am just so excited for you guys, to see you guys over there. And man, we're just so excited for what God has next for you. What's the biggest thing? Obviously, there's thousands of things we can pray for, but what would you want people to pray for you guys about?
Oh, definitely the baby. Like we said, praying about should we go home or stay here. Praise God, we've had such good health. We've been healthy this whole time, and so just continued health as we just try to learn this language, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you taking the time to chat.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
God bless you guys.
Bye.